Brother Ganesh, National Coordinator of Sri Lanka. He's also an engineer by profession and has been serving the humanity, the human beings of Sri Lanka and also worldwide. For the last 40 years, he has been practicing meditation. He's a meditation teacher, as well as he used to give courses on positive thinking, self-management, leadership, appreciative inquiries to many institutions and schools also. So let us hear few words from him and what he has to say on today's theme of wellness, wisdom, and world peace. It's over to you, brother.
Greetings of peace. As we say in Brahmakumaris, Om Shanti. Om means I am the self, the soul, and Shanti means peace. So we've been giving this introduction for many years in many lands, not only in India but outside India. But before that, many years ago, like our instructor, Brother Divaran, was saying about the harmony of the body, how you have that harmony through breathing and also to movements. It's also to keep the body healthy. Sometimes we say it's karma yoga. To perform, it becomes a habit. It becomes a nature to use the body, to activate it in the right spots. Of course, we are so busy in doing so many things, but there has to be a balance of all the parts of the body to be activated, externally and internally also. So this will help a lot in keeping the harmony of movements. So a lot of research is already done in the early days, where it has become a nature from young children to elders. So this is how lifestyle was. But as people become more busy, these practices were reduced. But then reactivated recently, when President or Prime Minister Modi introduced this ancient art. In every culture, there are also this art of body movements, exercises. So you can see it's very important to keep the body healthy. But there is a being within. So we need the wisdom of the being within. As you know, today's topic we were touching on this point. So wellness of the body is the foundation. Now together with that we need to have the wisdom of the body's wisdom. We know that we heard so much about the exercise and breathing and medical tests. So that is the harmony of the body. We need the 5 elements. So such things are also necessary. But who is the one who is moving the body? The being within. So that we need to know the wisdom of the being within. So that's why we say the self, the soul, or the Atma, or the spirit. We know that there is a being within. It has feelings. Feelings like you want to express peace. Like very well just now during the beginning of the instruction, instructor was telling, Brother Divaharan was saying about smiling and the face. It's very important because there is a stage of the inner self. The soul or the self, the Atma, has a feeling. It is the feeling within. It shows, it's the index of the mind. It shows on the face, on the eyes. It's an expression. So smiling is something which is connected with the inner stage of the self. It is not laughing and joking, so that's also it is part of that external expression. But the inner feeling, the cheerfulness which comes from within, is to use the mind power, to use wisdom about the self and the surroundings. How we can have a good wish through our thoughts. So the mind, as you know, it creates a lot of thoughts. And it has a control system called the intellect. The mind and intellect, they work together. And therefore it can concentrate, it can harmonize the kind of thoughts. Just like how that energy was giving instruction to the body. Like just now you had all the demonstration. It's an instruction of the soul, the self, giving to the body to harmonize between soul and body. So that harmony is very necessary. So the soul is like a king, and it is having a relationship with the body, and it's having a relationship within itself. The mind, the intellect, and the records, the characteristic traits. So therefore the soul is a king. So this wisdom is required about the self, that the king is performing action through the body. And that is the exercise for the body. But there is also exercise for the mind and intellect. That's why we create thoughts. There are 5 variety thoughts. Negative thoughts, positive thoughts, ordinary thoughts, waste thoughts. And there's one more thought is called elevated thoughts, which elevates a person from being ordinary to someone really distinctively special. So that's where you can say higher thinking, or higher consciousness. This higher consciousness of the yoga is called the Rajayoga, where the king performs action on the basis of wisdom. This wisdom is necessary. So our senior lecturer, Daddy Prakash Mani, and also Daddy Janki. So Daddy Janki gave a talk in Red Fort, India, about on the International Yoga Day. So there was also performance for asanas and pranayamas. And after that she says there's also the Raja Yoga, using the power of the mind and the intellect, how they harmonize. So this harmonization creates a lot of energy to create an atmosphere. So that's what today is a special day, World Meditation Day, where all Brahmakumaris centers worldwide, they already started from New Zealand. It's ongoing now. Now it is time for Sri Lanka and all associated countries, even India. So we have same time zones. And slowly it goes until America. So 24 hours. Continuously they have this kind of a period from 6:30 to 7:30. To have good wishes for the harmony of mind and body and the atmosphere around. So this can be created wherever you are. It is not a nature. It was a nature. Now we are going to make it a nature. That is our nature. The well-being of a person is to create such thoughts for the well-being within the self, for the body, because the body also has a benefit. Like when you smile, it has an effect on your, not only your face, but your whole body. As you saw just now, the demonstration. All those movements actually brings relaxation. If you feel meditation is a very high word, then you can say relaxation. So these bodily movements helps. And ultimately when the movement become less and less and less, then you can see it's coming from the silence of the mind. So this is the power of silence. Where it works, it has to balance. And that creates an atmosphere. It creates an atmosphere within and also without. And therefore it comes like a wave. So it is one person doing, 2 person, 3 person. It is like everybody takes benefit from it. Do not think that only few are doing. No. It is an effect for the whole world. Even the nature, the 5 elements take the benefit. When you can experiment this in your home also. You can just give a good feeling for the plants. It grows better. They have done a lot of research also. You give good feelings to the water you drink, the food you eat. They also give you added health. Apart from physical health, there is an added health. It harmonizes the mind and body. It means it knows how much to eat, how much not to eat, when to eat. So these are very subtle matters where it is connected with wellness of the body and mind. They say the well-being of a person. The well-being of a person is connected, body and the mind. So they associate the mind with the self. So who am I? I am just an energy within. So these are points of knowledge which we hear or read, or we understand accordingly. But being it, to practice it on a natural basis, gives you a lot of benefit. The first immediate benefit is for the self. You will feel there is a feeling of self-respect. Because nobody can respect you, you can respect yourself. Because when you feel about yourself, that's more important than what others feel about you. They may feel whatever they want to feel. You need not go and ask, what do you think about me? You should ask, what do I think about myself? Talk to yourself. Talking to yourself is very, very healthy. But how do you talk to yourself? So that is another factor. If you are having negative thoughts, naturally you will talk to yourself such a way. If you have positive thoughts, so you will talk to yourself like that. So have a very powerful positive image. Now people ask, what is positive? Any kind of thoughts which gives you inner happiness. External happiness, you can be deceptive. But internal happiness, you yourself can feel it. When you feel it, you spread it. So this is how, in the early days of human life, when people start to think about spirituality or even endeavors, practices, they give time for this because it is important. But when it comes to expansion of other things, importance for other things, so this time was cut short, and therefore time was taken away for important things. So the soul or the self and the body also gets affected. Diseases came more. Wellness was affected. And doctors became more busy. So they did a lot of research. Then all kinds of surgery and medicines come in. So that is how, in the name of science and technology development, there is also a lot of other repercussions of what has happened. So we are knowing about all these things. So what is the solution? Problems we know. What is the solution? So you can talk to yourself, because the soul or the self, it knows. It has the capacity to cure. Because it is very natural. There is a natural energy within. It is a very powerful way of curing itself. See, if you are feeling sad, you can feel that this is not me. It is because of some kind of a thinking that it has come like this. I was not like this yesterday, but I am like this now. So what is that which caused me that I can change it? So it is a changing course of your thoughts, your pattern of thoughts. So change your pattern. You can change it, but you need to know what is that which need to be done to change the pattern. So if you talk to yourself with self-respect, that originally I am very peaceful, I am very pure. Purity is the foundation of everything actually in life. It is the mother of peace and happiness. If you want to experience peace and happiness in your life, focus on purity. Purity is nothing but it is just pure thoughts. The words you speak does not cause sorrow to others, and the actions you perform gives happiness to others and the self. So that's how it is, purity in thoughts, words, actions. But that is not enough. How do I interact with others? There is a relationship. Now in the family you have father-mother relationship. Parents, children, grandparents, people who are sick, people who are very aggressive, people who are very different, no? So they are just different. So you need to understand why they are going through that. So there has to be a feeling of, or having an attitude of mercy. What can I help them? In what way can I help them? This also thought of positive thoughts to elevate their being. So it is called good wishes and pure feelings. That means my intention is to help them. So that's how relationships improve. When I just say with an intention of from the heart. This is also purity. It is for a motive, it's only my family. What about others? The whole world is your family. If your family is healthy and wealthy and happy, what about the families of others? What about the whole world as a family? That is not enough. What about the animals? Do I cause sorrow to animals? So this is also a topic now worldwide people are looking at. Animal rights. Why they are not taken care. So a lot of mixed feelings of and understandings are there. They also have a right to this earth. We also have a right to this earth. What about nature, the plants? We give such good feelings. So therefore the practices have an effect. And our malpractices also have a effect. So to correct that malpractices, which is due to under the influence, you can't blame anybody, it's come under some influence. Somebody does it, so that it becomes a new habit. They don't say bad habit, they say new habit. And the new habit, then they have an experience. And they say this is how it should be. This is a way of life. Newness. They explore. And then they adapt this kind of lifestyle. But what it is causing to the self, the family, the neighborhood, the environment, they can't see it. Then environmentalists come in and give information. In spite of that, they can't do much because they don't know the effect of the benefits of their own individual's decision. So each one can make a difference. Can make a difference, but it has to be connected. So that takes a lot of time for them to have a self-realization. They don't realize, no? So until there is self-realization, then there can be a change in peace within the self, in the family, neighbors. So it takes a lot of time, no? So that is why they create space, space of peace. You just say in a family, I don't have much space. No, even a corner is enough. Even under a tree is good enough. You create an atmosphere. They say it should have a place where there is some harmony of nature, of your own nature, with the nature of the 5 elements, your characters, your behavior. It does a lot. So that is why they have that one corner. So you can create little by little, and then it has an effect for the whole world. But just for experimentation, we have put this for the world one day, every 3rd Sunday of the month, for the benefit of world peace. So, absence of war doesn't mean it is peace. That's what people talk about peace. Absence of war. Absence of if this person not there, then it's peace. But it is still peaceless. So who is creating peace? So we have to understand the root cause. Then we can remove that root cause. So there's a seed of impurity. That impurity is the waste thoughts, or in other words, the negative thoughts. I know how waste thoughts come. Starts with one negativity, it becomes repeatedly. If you practice it repeatedly, negative thought, it becomes the waste thought. So it becomes very powerful. The first damage it does is to the one who created it. That is the self. You lose your peace. You lose your happiness. You lose your natural nature of being loveful. Your natural nature of being bliss and power is lost. So there is a drain. It is called leakage. Just like, people talk about battery. Leakage. To use it. If you misuse it, then there is a leakage. So when there is a leakage, now I need to know where is it leaking. So that one step. Then the other one is I need to enhance that power of capacity of increasing it. There has to be a linkage. We need to link. So that's what the word yoga means. It's a link of a high energy source. So we are very peaceful, yes, but we need to have a higher source of linkage. So this is what Rajayoga actually means, is to understand where is really peace coming from. I am peaceful, yes, Om Shanti we say. I am a peaceful soul. That is your natural nature, good. But leakage can happen. So these exercises, physical exercises, helps also to cut the leakage. Because when I misuse the body, means overwork, or doing it with labor, not doing it in a balanced way, also it's a leakage of energy flow. Because whatever I do not get into any benefit. So these physical exercises also help you to enhance the body energy. It has a powerful form of energy, where the way you sit, the way you speak, the way you express through your face, it is energy conservation. They say don't speak too much. Okay, we need to speak, but not too much. How we speak, in what consciousness? We can speak with feeling of anger. You can speak with feelings of peace. Both are speaking. So to lose that energy while in action is to know the leakage. So that negative energy created by the soul or the self through thoughts and performing it through the action, further leakage will be there. So I have to have a control on that. Now the other one is to accumulate that energy of linkage. I need to link with the higher source. Of course, for some people, they can also link with some source of reading, some reading materials. It's also a form of creating the thoughts. So you're linking with some support. That's also fine. Some positive affirmation. Or when you hear somebody speaking, you listen to that. It changes your pattern of thoughts. You can also change the pattern of your thoughts by looking at yourself at your old experiences, your good experiences of something which you have done. So it is like taking energy of your own past or experiences, they call it. So it's also fine. But it is the ultimate power of the source of the Almighty Authority. We call it the source. The source. It's not the physical sun. The physical sun is also connected. I'm sure the instructor would have asanas, Surya Namaskara. That's also a form of getting energy from the Surya. It's a physical energy where naturalists, the farmers, they take that, even solar power. You can ask Brother Shan is there, he's with us. He's an expert on that solar presentation. He had done a lot of presentation on solar powers. So you can see a lot of things are going on, but everything has to be balanced. Physical and the spiritual within. So religion is also there. It's a belief system for each individual. That's fine. But there is a higher source called the spirituality. It is universal for everybody. So that is the thing which we are talking about now. For the next half an hour, we will be able to practice that as an experimentation. Because here and also the population of India, so all centers in India and also all centers in Sri Lanka. So this time from 6:30 to 7:30, we'll see how we can have the linkage, so that the leakage is reduced. If you keep the linkage all the time, then you can see you can have your capacity. You hold on, you energize yourself. So that energy is now transmitted into the nature as a form of powerful energy of radiance of peace, love, happiness. So it is like the 3 steps, It's like you go inwards. That means consider yourself in the center of the forehead as the energy focus of yourself. That is inwards, You're going to focus yourself to be inwards. That inwards is I am a one who is the self concentrated here. They call it third eye. The third eye is open with wisdom of who am I? My original nature is purity, it's peace, it's the love. It's very powerful actually. So this is the first thing, inwards. Then the next one is upwards. I link with the Supreme Source, the Almighty Authority Source. People call it different names. Supreme Power, God, Ishwar, Allah, Father, Shiva. It's all terms, but the energy is the same. So there is a coming of time now, the energy is flowing down. You link it, you connect it. You take it down and then through your eyes, you spread it to the whole world. So this is how world peace is. Inwards, upwards and outwards. Okay, so it's very simple. You can do it, teach your children, people who are not well, hospitalized, teach them. Because you can't help them by just speaking to them. Giving medicine is good, but teach them. Teach them to become their own teacher of their inner stage or the inner state of mind. Okay, so I hope this has been useful. You can now practice this for the next half an hour. Om Shanti.